Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something complex, the cybersecurity tool landscape. Our mission isn't just to list a bunch of tools, though. It's about giving you a blueprint, for a strategy that's clear and actually integrated. You really need a cohesive security platform, not just like a pile of separate software bits.
Yeah, that platform idea is absolutely central. A modern security stack, well, it's all about layers that actually cooperate. And they're focused on one thing, really, speed. We need rapid prevention, finding threats fast, containing them basically instantly, and recovering without major business disruption.
Okay, so let's break that down. Our sources keep pointing to three core pillars, non-negotiables really, for this stack. Identity, data, and visibility. Why start there? What makes those three so fundamental?
Well, it's because they answer the basic security questions, right? Who is trying to get access? That's identity. What are they after? That's the data piece. And can we actually see what's happening? That's visibility. If you look at practical roadmaps, the real foundations start right there.
Absolutely. And foundationally, MFA seems key, multi-factor authentication everywhere. But how crucial is the phishing resistant part? Is that a massive change for most organizations?
It means moving beyond things like SMS or even just push notifications. Those can be bypassed. You need to look at things like FIDO keys, things that resist phishing attempts directly. Then you absolutely need EDR, endpoint detection and response on every single server, every device. It's the difference between just knowing a machine is there and actually watching what it's doing.
Yeah, actively looking for trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
And the third foundation, the one that honestly we see overlooked quite a bit, resilience. You can have amazing defenses, but if something does get through, can the business actually recover?
Recovery is, well, there's everything when prevention fails. Resilience means specifically doing the 3-2-1 backup rule, 3 copies, 2 different media types, and crucially, 1 copy offline or immutable.
Immutable meaning it can't be messed with by an attacker who's already inside.
Exactly. It can't be encrypted or deleted. And you have to test restoring from it regularly and quickly. Just trusting backups work. That's probably the most common and dangerous pitfall.
Okay, this is where the architecture starts getting really interesting. Identity isn't just logging in anymore. It's basically your real-time policy engine, right? Like a central control plane feeding context everywhere else.
Precisely. And that central identity control is what makes real zero trust possible. It lets you build smart conditional access rules. You can segment things based on who's accessing what, from where, under what conditions. But to make those decisions, you need data. That's the visibility part. Telemetry coming in from endpoints, from your cloud stuff, your identity system itself, all feeding into some kind of central logging, like a SIEM. And ideally, you layer on UE of user and entity behavior analytics to spot weird activity.
Right. Seeing the anomalies. So once you have that visibility, the next step feels like automation, doesn't it? Getting away from slow manual responses. That means SOAR, right? Security orchestration, automation, and response. Setting up automated playbooks. But integrations can be a nightmare. How do you make sure tool A can actually tell tool B what to do?
Yeah, that's critical. You have to really check vendors for true integration, specifically looking for bidirectional actions, meaning your SO tool doesn't just get an alert. It can actively tell the EDR to isolate a machine, or tell the identity system, kill this session now, or disable this user account.
Ah, so it's a two-way street. That makes sense.
It massively cuts down your response time, your MTTR. And when you're picking tools, think beyond the sticker price. Look at the total cost of ownership, TCO, and always have an exit plan. Avoid getting locked into one vendor.
Good point. Financial and operational flexibility. So let's touch on pitfalls quickly. Big mistake. Buying tools before you figured out what problems you're actually trying to solve.
Right, definitely. You end up with expensive shelfware. And the related mistake is logging absolutely everything without tuning. You drown in useless alerts and rack up huge data costs. If you compare a small org stack, maybe IDP, SSO, MFA, EDR, basic SIEM, versus a big enterprise stack, the enterprise isn't just buying more tools. They're adding different layers. Things like ZTNA or ASI for secure access, CSPM or CWPP for cloud security, DSPM for data. It's about scaling the control and visibility, not just the tool count.
So pulling this all together for you listening, the main takeaway is stop thinking of security like a shopping list. Start thinking of it as one cohesive platform. And build it first on identity and make sure it's backed by tested resilience.
Which leads to maybe a final thought to chew on. If we're measuring success with metrics like MTTD, mean time to detect, and MTTR, mean time to respond, and coverage, like MFA adoption, does success really depend mostly on the number of fancy tools you bought? Or does it depend more on how mature and well-rehearsed your processes and your playbooks are for actually using those tools effectively? Maybe those time-based metrics are really scoring your operational maturity, not just your vendor list.